What's up everyone? Jon Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here, and I'm doing something that I have never done before. I've got a movie review. I had the ridiculous honor of going to the world premiere of Avengers Age of Ultron earlier in the month. I couldn't talk about it for a week and I've been just bubbling over with stuff to talk about. So I'm gonna try doing a movie review for you. I figure I saw the movie, we cover stuff on technobuffalo.com about movies, so I'm gonna share my thoughts on it. Gigantic caveat, spoiler alert, I'm going to talk about what happens in the movie, I'm going to give stuff away. If you do not want things to be spoiled, then you can mute me and you just look like I'm going like this for a while. If you do want to know my thoughts on the movie, things you might not have expected, like what's the after credits scene if there is one, what's the cut scene, does anybody die, all those kind of questions that you might want to know before you go in and decide if you want to see it, stick around. If you want to review the movie without spoilers, here it is real quickly. It is awesome. The special effects are incredible. I was really concerned it wasn't going to be as good as the first one. It was as entertaining as the first one, as many plot twists as the first one. Again, the effect traps are ridiculous. The sound was awesome in it. It is a great movie. If you love superhero movies, you love the Marvel movies, you're already going to see this one anyway. So there's your non-spoiler part. Let's get into spoilers. So I'm a big comic book nerd. I used to read them all the time as a kid. In fact, I still collect them now as an adult. So I sort of know the stories going in and I follow the news. I'm the kind of guy that before a movie hits, I'm searching YouTube to find out what the after credits scene is. I sort of want to know. Spoilers don't bother me. So the first thing I want to jump into, there is not a scene after the credits. So don't bother sitting there unless you want to see all the names, know who the best boy Grip was. There is, however, a scene about 3 minutes into the credits. And I'm going to jump right into with that. It's freaking Thanos, Josh Brolin doing the voice. Essentially, he picks up a Infinity Gauntlet like we got back there, minus the gems, no gems in. He says, I'm going to have to do it myself. Thanos has been pulling the strings throughout the entire Marvel Universe, trying to get the Infinity Gems, which they talk a lot about in these movies. So bear in mind, that's what the cutscene is. So the movie jumps in pretty quick with a lot of action. You got the Avengers trying to get back Loki's staff from Hydra. That cool scene you see, and they're jumping all out of the car, and they're all doing like cool action scenes. It's actually right in the beginning of the movie. It's one of the first scenes you see. And it comes out pretty awesome. They get the staff back, and everybody's all super happy. And you jump to a scene of Tony Stark and Bruce Banner talking about artificial intelligence, saying whether or not they should do it or whether they shouldn't do it. Turns out the Infinity Stone that's inside of Loki's staff is actually a computer, conveniently enough, or sort of a type of computer, artificial intelligence built in. And they're like, hey, we should go ahead and continue the Ultron project without any sort of sense on what the Ultron project even was. And they jump right freaking into Ultron. You see a big blue ball representing Ultron, and a big yellow ball representing the AI of Jarvis. And you can see that the AI of Ultron is much bigger. And they're like, okay, we're just gonna punch some keys on a keyboard, AI stuff. And they're like, all right, well, we should probably go get some pizza. We got a party tonight. And then they just like leave. And of course, you know, that's not gonna go over well. And then suddenly you start to see the blue ball come alive, and you hear the voice of James Spader as Ultron, who is so awesome as Ultron. His voice is so good. If you guys watch The Blacklist, you'll know who he is, or some of the older movies he's done, but nails the voice of Ultron here. Starts to fight with Jarvis a little bit, they jar back and forth, and supposedly he kills Jarvis, and they go to the party. And that's sort of the scene what you see in the trailers where they'll try and pick up Thor's hammer, and none of one's able to do it. Captain America can move it a little bit, and then suddenly, hey, there's Ultron just sort of trotting in with strings on me. And he says, I'm going to kill the Avengers, all the stuff you've heard in the trailer. Little fake Ultron bots fly through, and they fight them, and the Avengers can fight them off. And they kind of kill Ultron, at least the body of Ultron. But the thing about him, he's sentient, and he's artificial, and they say they've lost him in the internet. Which, like, come on. They lost. He's in the internet. Like, he's in the internet, is what they said. Like, he's just floating. Like, the internet's a thing, and then he's in it. Okay, a little cheesy, but clearly not grounded in reality, because you don't have giant sentient robots that sound like James Spader that want to kill you. But that's the plot. You've got Ultron. Ultron feels that the only way to save humanity is to kill humanity and start over from scratch, sort of him as the sort of template for how the next generation of people should be. They talk a lot about asteroids hitting Earth and killing the dinosaurs and how it's the next phase for humans to be extinct. And now you've got your bad guy, yay! And all the Avengers try and fight him. New to the fold, You've got Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, which, fun fact, in the comic books, their father is Magneto. But since Fox owns the right to the X-Men and Magneto, they couldn't even say the word mutants in it. They call them enhanced. And they're working with Ultron because one of Tony Stark's missiles killed their family, so they're super mad at Tony Stark, and they're working with Ultron. Scarlet Witch has mind control powers, and Quicksilver is like a ghetto version of the Flash. You can run super fast. You saw him in the last X-Men movie. They did a different version of him. One fun story though, sort of side note, Jeremy Renner, who played Hawkeye, was super critical of the first Marvel movies because he didn't like to be under mind control and thought his character kind of sucked. They make a very tongue-in-cheek reference to it. Scarlet Witch tries to control his mind, and he sort of hits her with an arrow in the head, and it's like, mind control. Tried that. Wasn't a fan. Hawkeye shares some of the best lines, I think, in the entire movie, so when you watch it, take a look for some of the things he has to say. There's a lot of sort of tongue-in-cheek references to him being pissed about the first movie. So they fight the Avengers with Ultron for a while, and they realize, hey, wait a minute, Ultron's super duper bad. We're going to join the Avengers. And now they join the Avengers. They're in some random Eastern European city where Ultron's hiding out. Ultron uses what they're calling vibranium, because they can't use adamantium, which is what Wolverine's made out of, because also Fox owns that. They're using vibranium, which also, fun fact, they say it comes from the planet of Wakanda, which you follow the comic books, you also know where Black Panther is from. So they're sort of setting that up for the next movie where Black Panther presumably will be there, and then his own Black Panther movie, so sort of bear that in mind. So anyway, fast forward, they use the vibranium to sort of lift up the entire Eastern European city where Ultron's holding out to treat it like an asteroid. You can take it all the way up, drop it, and it'll wipe out Earth, and then the Ultron can live and create a new sort of humanity. A lot of questions too have been about the Vision, where he comes from, whether or not Tony Stark creates him like he did in the comic books. Tony Stark does not create the Vision in the movie. In fact, it is Ultron who creates the Vision. They use some of the adamantium and some crazy technology they've got to create skin on top of it. What kind of a random doctor who just shows up to create the Vision. They sort of put Jarvis's AI inside of him. They pop an Infinity Stone in his head, right there. And the Vision is born. Presumably he's the yin to Ultron's yang and sort of equally powerful. And they've got him on their side now, also fighting Ultron. And also he picks up Thor's hammer and just uses it like it's nothing. And that's sort of a fun play between Thor and the Vision. They fight, they beat Ultron, as you would expect. Somebody does die. I don't want to tell you who, at least I'll leave that part open, but there is a death in the movie. And the movie ends with Captain America leading sort of a new team of Avengers. Sort of folks you already know, guys like Falcon, guys like War Machine, and some of the new Avengers that you meet in this movie. And he ends with saying his famous line. It's supposed to be Avengers Assemble, but since he says Avengers, it goes black. And that's how the movie ends. But everything just looks awesome. The movie was incredible. I really enjoyed it. I mentioned early on, if you like the first Avengers, you'll like this one. If you like the Marvel movies, you'll love this one. It's kind of cool to see them all together interacting. It sets the stage for a lot of other Marvel movies. It sort of also sets the stage for sort of what Marvel's calling Phase 3. But I'm excited, and you can tell that I'm rambling because I love these movies. We're not going to do many movie reviews on Techno Buffalo. I had a chance to go to the premiere. It was awesome to go and see all the stars, go to the Dolby Theater, actually sit in the seats. I was looking at my seat, and up to the left was Jon Favreau talking to Nathan Fillion. At the end of my row was James Gunn, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy, which is so cool to be there and to see all of it. And I wanted to share it with you because I'm a nerd. I'm a comic book nerd, and I'm a tech nerd, and it was like a dream come true to be at the premiere. So go see the movie. It is well worth to see it in theaters. It looked absolutely incredible. Don't hesitate. Buy your tickets early. Go see it. You will not be disappointed. Anyway, what do you think? Do you guys like doing movie reviews on Techno Buffalo? If we do them infrequently, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Give the video a thumbs up. I always appreciate it. I haven't done a new type of video in a very, very long time. As a side note, we also have a new YouTube channel. We're uploading movie trailers too, so if you want to see the latest trailers as they come out, I'll put a link to that also down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Jon Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Avengers Assemble!